back to Kadet Sports TV. This is our Kadet Sports Live Game of the Week. We have our Air Academy Kadets versus TCA Titans. I'm Sophia Maddox.
I'm Jackson Gore.
And we are so excited to commentate for you guys today. Just to get things rolling, I'm a senior, and I've been in the program for about 2 years now, and I love it. I'm going to do this in college. I'm obsessed. I love broadcast journalism, and it's really exciting to, watch our team get to do these really cool things.
Yeah, I've been in the program off and on for about 3 years, just with all the stuff I do. I'm a three-sport athlete here at Air Academy, so balancing that. But I love doing this stuff. I love being out here. I love sports just in general, so I absolutely love being out here, being able to do what I love.
Yeah, and it's always really exciting to obviously get to talk about your own teams and get to see them kind of do their thing, but it's cool to see other teams and talk to coaches and players and stuff like that. So that's a little bit of what this kind of program gives us. We have our regular news show that comes out kind of bi-monthly, and then we have our Kadet Sports Live games, which aren't really on a reliable schedule, but we have about 3 times a month we hope to do. But yeah, it's awesome. It's mostly student run, and we get to fill all these positions, learn all these different skills, and it's awesome. It's really exciting. We really love it. So we're kind of going to get things rolling here. Like I said before, we have Air Academy Cadets versus the TCA Titans. And Jackson, tell us a little bit about why this game is so important and how, beginning of the season.
Yeah, so obviously for both these teams, they're getting their spring seasons kicked off, and TCA for them, this is their first game on the year. So rolling out kind of a new squad. But with a lot of rollover from last year. Only graduated 3 seniors last year. They got 6 this time around, and they're trying to start their season off strong. This game for the last couple of years has been extremely competitive. They met in the playoffs a few times, and it's always been tight. So TCA is trying to come out with a win on this one, and Air Academy trying to get back on the win train. Lost to Rampart on Tuesday in a tough-fought 1-0 loss. So they're trying to get back on that win streak as they get into the meat of their season.
Awesome. So we are going to continue, but first we're going to throw it down to our resident sideline reporter, Austin Dunn, who is interviewing the TCA coach, Coach Alex. Austin, take it away.
Thank you so much, Sophia. I'm down here with Coach Galvin. Coach, who are with the beginning of the season, who are going to be stepping up today?
Absolutely. Our goalkeeper, Brooklyn Blair, she's a junior, really a fantastic goalkeeper. Looking forward to seeing her season, and I think she's really going to step up for us and has already so far. Also, Elliot Souter, she is a senior this year, one of our center backs, doing a fantastic job. And I've got to also mention Maddie Mork. She has really stepped up in the preseason and is doing a fantastic job at the center mid for us. Looking forward to seeing how her season goes.
And then with the game against Air Academy, do you have any particular strategy going into it?
Well, yeah, strategy with Air Academy is tough. They're so talented all the way around. So really for us, it's about trying to contain the pace and going out and defending as hard as we possibly can and looking to counter and see if we can get 1 or 2 in the back of the net.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course, thank you.
Awesome.
All right, you heard it. TCA is going to be doing some major defending, and yes, back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Austin. It was really cool to hear from assistant coach Blake and about just how they know that Air Academy is a very talented team, and they're going to do the very best they can to have a really good offensive game, which is really important because I feel like we were talking about it before the live, but how Air Academy has a really strong D line, which is really important. So I'm excited to see those kind of 2 teams go head to head.
Yeah, Air Academy always been a strong defensive team, and you heard Coach talking about kind of their defensive strategy, which I think will play into Air Academy's hands a little bit more, being able to be a little bit more offensive. But also, you mentioned Brooklyn Blair, who has some Air Academy connections. I played with her older brother, Peyton Blair, for 2 years, so cool to see her out here, cool to see her doing all the amazing things that she can do.
Yeah, for sure. So we're going to go right back. We want to hear from Coach Espin about what the Air Academy strategy is. So, Austin, let's hear it.
Go, Austin. Hi, I'm here with Coach Espin, the head coach of the Kadet girls soccer team. Coach, what are some key strategies that you're going to be using to win your third game of the season?
Yes, we would like to try to win the third game of the season. Our main strategy is to do your best. Dib, dib, dib. That's always a good thing to compete. Working hard, number one. Enjoying the process, enjoying competing, having fun is the second, I think. And then the third is to compete as hard as we can and play together as a unit. All 11 players on the field and the 8 players on the bench.
And with the and over the past 2 games, has there been any players who particularly stepped up into the role of leadership?
We have 3 really good captains that are definitely leading us on and off the field. We have a lot of younger players too that has really done a great job the first 2 games that we played, and we try to not just peg it on one player. We try to have everybody lead in different moments, and I think we're our team chemistry, team culture is heading the right way. So we're a good bunch of girls on this team that I really enjoy working with, and it's fun to watch them compete and hopefully excel and get better as the season goes along.
Thank you so much for your time.
You bet. Yeah, thanks.
All right, you're here. You heard it here. The strategy for the Cadets are going to be having fun and hopefully flying around and out competing the opposing team. Back up to you guys.
Awesome. That's great to hear. Going back to kind of what Coach was saying about that dib, dib, dib stuff, I was grateful enough to play under Coach Espen for 4 years and came in as a freshman and really didn't know a lot. And the way of seeing the game and his mental ability to coach such a high level, and especially on the girls and boys sides who have been good for a really, really long time, that's part of it, is that just belief that you can always do better and you can always be working, I think is something that these Kadet girls are going to be able to use tonight to their advantage and hopefully pull out a win.
Absolutely. I think talking to a lot of the players, they speak really highly of Coach Espen and how, like you said, he has a lot of knowledge about the game. He knows what he's talking about. And so when he gets to talk to them about things and just help them get better at everything they're doing, that's why our academy is such a strong team. I think we have done some live streams with like the wrestling team, and so we've got to talk to Coach Lucero about how he's one of the reasons why the wrestling team is so amazing. And it's super cool to see these coaches kind of, form these teams.
Yeah, I agree. And bringing together, as those captains run away from their meeting in the middle there, Grace Bennett, one of them, just the history Air Academy soccer has and the importance it has. And Coach Espen's been doing it for almost 20 years, and the legacy that he has built with not only state championships, but great players and great teams. Even if maybe they didn't raise a trophy at the end of the season, he works his tail off every year to make the team the best that they can be, and really hasn't missed the playoffs in the amount of time he's been there. So,
yeah, I think so. I want to go right to our game predictions for today. We're gonna have, like always, the Maddox Matrix. So our first one tonight is going to be that the Cadets keep it shut down in the back. Charlotte and company are going to keep a clean sheet. So like we said before, their academy defense is extremely strong. They have a lot of defensive players on varsity, but not a lot of them always play because they have such a strong defensive line. They have players that are on the field constantly, and they don't necessarily need to switch out because they are so talented. Number 2 is going to be Olivia Andres, scores her second goal of the season. Livy, I believe, is a sophomore, if I'm correct. She is a very talented forward, and she's a very impressive player all around. Her older brother, Sam Andres, actually played with Jackson.
Yes, that's a bold prediction. Hopefully she's a little bit better at scoring than Sam was, because he could not score to save his life.
But Liv has been very, very good. She scored her first goal of the season in their first game of the season, and she played really, really well against Rampart as well. So I predict that she will score her second goal. And finally, the Cadets will beat a tough TCA side 1-0 and moving to 2-1 this year in total. So TCA, this is going to be their first game of the season, so we don't know. We know a lot of what happened to them last year at the very end of last year, but we don't exactly know what this team is going to look like this year. And so we're very excited. This game is going to be kind of founding into what the rest of their season is going to look like. And for Air Academy, they're just looking for another win under their belt.
Yeah, you talked about the this being TCA's first game, but last year ended on a heartbreaker in the quarterfinals to Kent Denver. Went down 4-0, so not necessarily a heartbreaker in that way, but obviously anytime you play your last game of the season, that's gonna hurt. But they're trying to bounce back, make it back to the playoffs. They have also been a pretty consistent playoff team over the past few years, and there is no lost love between these two sides. So excited to see kind of how this game plays out tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We are gonna do the national anthem, and we will come back for the starting lineups in just a sec.
Will be confiscated. Please help us honor these athletes who are here to support by honoring sportsmanship and fair play. Will you please stand for the playing of the national anthem?
Quiet around the cameras, quiet around the cameras.
Alrighty, we are gonna get right into the starting lineups of this game. I believe, I don't know what they're doing out here on the field, but we're gonna let you guys know. We're gonna start with our Kadets today. First, we are gonna have number 1, Charlotte Williams, who's gonna play goalie tonight. Number 2, Grace Bennett. Number 4, Olivia Andres. Number 6, Eloise Thorne. Number 8, Kyan Winia. Number 12, Madeline Poole. Number 13, Avery Bold. Number 16, Hadley Schweiger. Excuse me if I said that wrong. Number 17, Brenna Phelan. Number 18, Omle. Oh, girl, I'm sorry. I'm not going to try to say your last name because I really don't want to mispronounce it so bad. And number 20, we're going to have Ione Christopherson. So, Jackson, take away with the TCA lineup.
I apologize in advance if any of these are said incorrectly. But for starters, like their coach talked about, Brooklyn Blair starting in goal. Alex Schlosser starting in that defensive position. Camille Darnell, Heather Garcia, Reagan Harder, Ella Withrell, Finney Asby, Madeline Mork, Darcy Euling, Elliot Souter, and then to end the sister tree or duo at the bottom, Christina Schlosser as well, starting in
Awesome.
that midfield position.
And we talked a little bit before about the two specific girls that were really high scorers for the TCA last year. And why don't you tell us a little bit about them and how the season ended last year?
Yeah, so they lost their leading scorer, who was a senior last year, but surprisingly, while we were kind of researching for this game, found that Reagan Harder, a sophomore this year, and Maddie Monk, a junior this year, were their second leading scorers. Maddie plays in the back. I think she gets up there. I think she's one of the taller girls on this team, gets up there on those headers and puts them away. And then Reagan kind of runs around the middle and finds ways to put goals in the back of the net. So a lot of youth on this TCA side that maybe comes with experience as well as a little bit of youthfulness that maybe they can find a way to get one by our academy tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said so they only had 3 seniors leave, correct? So it's not necessarily like they're completely rebuilding from scratch. They didn't necessarily have such a old team last year, correct?
Yeah, no, not
Okay.
at all. And then only 6 seniors this year as well. So with most of them starting. So this year definitely a big year for all 6 of those seniors. They definitely want to go pretty far in this season, in their last season.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about the importance of this game. I want to mention something about this game, the weather. So we talked about it, and I think in our last live stream, but the spring weather in Colorado, man, if you know, has been as bipolar as ever. We had a 70-degree day, and then we had a snowstorm, and it's just been all over the place. So tonight we have cooler temperatures, but it's extremely windy. It's been kind of on and off all night, but it does look like that's going to play a huge factor in this game tonight.
Yeah, the wind in soccer is such a big deal. Because no matter which way you're going, especially in a game where you expect TCA to kind of sit back and kind of defend more than attack. Any time that they're going with the wind, every time they clear a ball out, the further it's going to go down the field, which gives them a stronger chance of being able to score, find a way to get past Charlotte on that back line. However, it goes vice versa. When they're playing against the wind, every time they kick one, it's not going to go as far, and Air Academy can use that and take possession away a little bit closer to their goal. So wind, especially in a game where you know one of the teams is going to be more defensive, is a huge part. So I'm interested to see which side Air Academy rolls out to, if they're going to be with the wind or against the wind to start this game, and kind of how that'll affect the rest of how TCA plays, the rest of how Air Academy plays, and even if that wind switches a little bit, which it can do in Colorado, as you talked about, the weather out here, man, it is.
Yeah.
It is something else.
um, so yeah, I remember we broadcasted a soccer game last year, and I don't even remember which one it was, but I just remember that it was really windy and the girls had a really, really hard time because the wind was against them the whole game. And so that's never what you want to see. But hopefully, the strategy comes into play. Espen can use some of that knowledge, and they can just figure out a way to work through it.
Yeah, exactly. And what that knowledge will end up being, if they do unfortunately have to play against the wind for both halves, is keeping the ball on the ground. The wind can't affect the ball when it's on the ground. You get into trouble with the wind when you start kicking the ball up into the air and letting that wind kind of do what you need to it. So if Air Academy can kind of keep it on the ground, keep that possession, I think that'll be something that you can use to their advantage to get around maybe this TCA side. So
yeah, absolutely. Something to note about Air Academy, the starting lineup. So the starting lineup for the Rampart game, I believe, was the exact same as tonight. And I think Jillian swapped in for Madeline Poole. Jillian Meyer swapped in for Madeline Poole at one point. But for the rest of the game, most of it, they all played because it was a really, really tough matchup. And they knew it was going to be. They lost 1-0. And it was such a tight game the entire time, and none of them came off the field. So I am looking forward to maybe, I don't know, I'm curious to see if it'll be the same thing, or after talking to some of the girls, they're thinking that maybe some of the bench players will get more playtime tonight, but they're unsure.
yeah, and that's always a tough thing as a coach, especially when it comes to high school sports, is you love and you care for everyone on your team, but at the end of the day, you do want to end up winning. So finding that balance, and this starting lineup as we get kicked off here is really good for Air Academy. That back line, like we talked about earlier, with Grace up top, I mean, it is a deadly combo when they can get it working together, and you don't want to mess with the flow of that too much, obviously, but you also want to give your players a break and give them a chance to play,
Yeah.
as Air Academy gets it into the TCA box, but to no avail. Keep possession, though.
Grace Bennett there with the good footwork. She is a really impressive player. Oh my goodness.
Grace Bennett committed to Hawaii to go play in college, which is super cool. I've talked to her a little bit about that. She's super excited. One of the better Division I programs for girls soccer, as I've come to find, is
Oof.
What is that? Cayenne.
Oh.
Cayenne with a shot, but goes down afterwards. A little slow to get up. Good save by Brooklyn Blair to the near post side.
Yeah, good start to the game. Good, really, really good motivation and what is the word I'm looking for? It's gone. Sorry. Good start for these Kadets to keep the ball rolling like that. Hopefully, Cayenne is good. It doesn't look like she's going to come off.
We'll keep an eye on that. It looks like her left ankle might have rolled as she shot that one. But corner here for the Cadets. Grace Bennett will take it from our near side. She'll whip it in with her right foot. Cadet surrounding the keeper. Good ball in. Off of, looks like Ione on the front post. Good runway to get in front of it, but just left of the goal on our far side, our left side. It'll be interesting to see how TCA plays a lot of these goal kicks, as you expect Air Academy to be on the front foot. So
Right.
they're gonna boot it up here. Brooklyn Blair out of the in the double zeros.
Yeah. And right now the wind isn't too bad, so hopefully it won't affect the ball too much.
Air Academy is going with the wind as of now. We'll keep you updated on that, but they'll be able to use that to their advantage as TCA, like I was saying, won't be able to clear it maybe as far as that's a errant pass by Cayenne. Throw in the TCA.
Throw in by number 8.
Kadet will play it back, play it across.
Oh,
Brenna into Ella on the front line. They play it back to Charlotte. Offsides by Ella Withrell for TCA. Just got caught, not running all the way back. Air Academy will play it quickly. Phelan to Bolin. Bolin back to Phelan. They'll play it into the middle. Air Academy obviously trying to keep possession. You can see it in the way that they're moving around. They're trying to keep the ball on the ground. They're trying to move it around the midfield, as they do have a pretty strong midfield headed up by Ione and, excuse me, what is her name? Oh, Hadley, excuse me.
ooh.
Madeline Poole goes down on the far side.
So on Tuesday, Air Academy's game against Rampart, like we said, was a really tight game. But something about that game that I noticed was that they were really, like, everything was super fast paced, but like Espen was shouting patience at least 1,700 times to them because like they were just making so many movements and that they couldn't just like, let's like pass it to one another. Let's get our, let's get a handle on this. I think in games like this where you have a really tough opponent, you have to practice a little bit of patience. Soccer's a fast-paced game, but you have to have a little bit more ball control among your teammates and things like that. So hopefully they can keep that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And playing out of the back will be a huge thing tonight. And I think that's something Espen's going to stress for the whole game is being able to switch the field and move it across the field and maybe make TCA work a little bit harder, move their defense around will be something that they're definitely looking to do. TCA will play it back. Grace Bennett will press up top. Aaron pass into the middle. Phelan tries to play it wide. Couldn't connect. Back to Phelan. They'll try to move it around kind of like I was talking about. A little slow paced.
Is that number 11?
As Ella
again?
Withrell presses, wins the ball back for TCA, plays it across the middle. Good step by Phelan. Maddie Poole come back, play it back to
Only.
Gotta practice pronouncing that. That's not a Avery. Ooh, we'll sneak it into the middle.
Yeah.
To Livy. Yeah, but going back to Phelan, just having that trust back there is such a big deal. As someone who played behind a few really good center backs on the boys' side, as a goalkeeper especially, like that confidence that that no one's getting through that middle part of your back line is such a relief, and it allows you to focus maybe on a little bit of the smaller things rather than having to worry about like where that middle guy is, because they always know where they're supposed to be. So Brenna, definitely a huge confidence boost, great captain, great person just in general as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like watching the boys team play, you were really vocal in the back of the net. You were always really loud. You were always yelling at the boys to get in position or, do whatever you needed them to do.
Grace Bennett with the goal.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
As we were talking, Grace puts one away.
Beautiful
about
shot.
5 minutes into the game.
Really, really good start to this game. Already 1-0, these Kadets. There's a lot of movement right here. I think I may have been wrong in the tight game with TCA not scoring. Right now I'm thinking it's going to be tight, but both teams are going to put goals away. It looks like that at least.
It does. This game has opened up a little bit more than I expected. And Ella Withrell for TCA pressing pretty hard, winning the ball back. But that time Grace just kind of took it and said, I'm going to put this one in the back of the net. Took 2 touches to get around that TCA back line and buried it past the diving hand of Brooklyn. So great start for the Kadets. I know Coach is relieved to see that one go in. You know, always going up 1-0, but as they say, one goal is the most dangerous lead in soccer. So you got to be careful, and always that 5 minutes after a goal will kind of show how the rest of this game will go as TCA tries to keep possession here. All the way back to Brooklyn and net.
So we were talking about as Grace was
before we were rudely interrupted by a great goal.
A beautiful goal. So you were very vocal at the back of the net. It looks like so far Brenna is more vocal necessarily than Charlotte is. How do you think that plays into, is it just because you like can project louder than you think Charlotte can, or how does that play into things?
Yeah, you know, obviously you want your goalkeeper to be vocal, but Charlotte is a little bit younger, and I would say Brenna maybe has a little bit more of that experience.
Right.
That maybe she can do a little bit more than Charlotte can in the back. Not saying Charlotte isn't a great player, but she definitely could focus on being a little bit more vocal. But as a goalkeeper, you're the one who can see the entire field, and you're the one who can kind of tell people where they need to go. So that was a huge point for me, especially with my coaches this last season, was being that guy back there, being the senior, being the captain, all that kind of stuff. Is you have to be the one everyone can hear.
Right.
So that's what we worked on for a lot of the season, like obviously the shot stopping stuff and the passing and all that came
Right.
along with it, but really focusing on being able to communicate, because that was one of my weaker spots as a sophomore and as a junior, just because I knew those guys in front of me knew what they were doing, but still like they needed that communication because they can't see everything and they can't read everything that I can see from way back there. But I think Charlotte, from last year to this year, has gotten much better. She came to a lot of the boys' stuff over the summer, and she has become a much, much better player from what I knew her as last year. So huge improvement from Charlotte as she grows into her starting spot here as a junior.
Absolutely, and she's a junior, so she has another year. She 100% will get much, much better. Maybe that is something that she'll end up working on, being more vocal, for sure.
And you know, she works with the same coaching staff that I do, which I think is a great thing Air Academy does, is they turn over the coaching staff from girls to boys. And I don't think a lot of schools can say they do that, so I think that's a distinct advantage Air Academy has. And working with John Foster, who's the goalkeeper coach here, who I worked with, he's been here since my freshman year.
Oh, wow.
And that is something that he will definitely focus on as Livy takes a shot stopped by Brooklyn from out. But yeah, that is 100% something Coach John will work on with her as the season progresses, as well as into her next year. And he loves being out here. He loves doing this, and I have nothing but thanks for him. He got me through some tough games, some good games, and so we've been through it. We've been through it all together. So that's my guy out there, and he's a great coach.
Yeah.
This game is slowed into the midfield, both teams trying to keep possession.
A lot of good movement, though. There really a lot of pressure from both teams, which is really cool to see.
Play it wide to Maddie Poole on that right side. She'll try to take on a defender. Stepped in by Alex Schlosser. There's no way I'm saying that the whole game. Alex steps in, number 2. Unfortunate. Maddie Poole with the illegal throw there. It'll be TCA's ball. But positive movement by the Kadets right there, getting up the field, trying to create something.
Yeah. So far, Charlotte has not had any, no shots have been taken on her goal, so she hasn't had to save any. But Brooklyn has been pretty active so far this game. She was goalie last year as well, right?
Yeah, she's been a goalie for a long time, yes.
And she, we were talking about it before, but she has been playing soccer for a very long time and is, another shot on goal, yeah.
Another save by her, yep.
Man, I wish, we obviously, when we're prepping for live streams like this, we tend to look on Max Preps and try to find stats for both teams so we can become educated on them. And for TCA, they didn't have a whole lot of stats on Max Preps. I wish that I would have known just how many saves that Brooklyn gets per game, stuff like that. You know,
yes, that would be a very interesting statistic to see. She's already racked up at least 5 in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Our Academy will try to swing the field. Cayenne to the freshman, Elise Thorne. And
She's quick.
I went and watched the Rampart game on Tuesday, and watching
Yeah.
Elise, she is quick, and she does not stop running. She is always on the ball. She is always moving.
Yes.
And the only freshman on this Air Academy varsity, so obviously Coach Espin sees something in her, and she has a extremely bright future here, especially working alongside Grace for the next 2 years, and the rest of this younger squad is six sophomores, 1 freshman, and 5 juniors. So a lot of continuity coming back for this squad next year. But I know that these seniors aren't going out without a fight this year. So
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess we don't really have. I can't remember. Did we have a lot of seniors on the girls' team last year that graduated, or no?
there were a decent amount. I wouldn't say it was overwhelming that we
Right.
lost a ton, but a lot of people have stepped up. I mean, I think 3 of the 6 sophomores start, 4 of them maybe.
Yeah.
As Grace gets at the top of the box, takes a shot deflected by number 16 by TCA. 15, excuse me, Finley Asby. So
Is it
it'll
going to
be
be a corner there for Grace?
Air Academy corner. Grace Bennett will whip it back in. Second corner of the game for Air Academy. Grace will take it into the middle of the box. Falls to Cayenne. Shot deflected again. Another big block by Finley Asby in that back for TCA.
Yeah.
Good control by Cayenne right there. She kind of took that ball down off a weird bounce and was able to put good laces behind it, and unfortunately blocked, but it'll be another corner for Academy. Whipped in. Went off someone's head. Let's see what the referees say, and they'll point it TCA's way. Our refs bundled up as it is. The sun falls behind the beautiful Rocky Mountains out here, and it gets a little chilly when the sun goes down. So
for sure. We got some of that spring weather, but not the summer nights yet. So
not quite. I am excited for those though, as Brooklyn will boot that one out of bounds, and it'll be Air Academy throw.
So, question for you. As someone who has never played soccer, but I find it really cool, and there's a lot of strategy behind it. For corner kicks like that, what is the, strategy behind where do the Kadets want to be in the goal and things like that,
Yeah, obviously I don't want to give away all Coach Espin's secrets, because he'll probably, if he finds out some coach heard it from me on here, he'll probably come and find me with his big Norwegian gang or something like that. But basically what Air Academy does is they'll work 1 or 2 to 3 different types of corners into a game. So basically they'll have one where maybe they're trying to overwhelm the goalkeeper a little bit. They'll have another one where it's a little bit more, it kind of depends on where the ball's placed, and it'll fall to a certain player. So the biggest thing for corners is you want to create organized chaos that you can find your way into and around that the other team can't. So and with the big bodies that we have with Brenna and Avery, who are just much taller than a lot of the girls that they'll probably end up playing this year, you can use that to your advantage and kind of pick them out of a crowd just because they are so much taller, as a ball played up to Grace Bennett here. But yeah, so finding that kind of organized chaos to a corner is a huge thing. And obviously the ball that's played in, and that's probably why they have their best player, Grace, taking them, is she can kind of put it wherever she needs it to be.
Right. And is she aiming for like a cadet player or a certain spot? Like what?
So it'll kind of depend. It depends on kind of what she sees from the corner, obviously, because if someone falls down, you don't want to play it to a certain spot. But generally it's a certain spot on the field that you're expecting someone to be to, because you want someone who's moving forward, like towards the goal, to head it, because there will be more power behind it.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's definitely an organized chaos is the best way to describe kind of how corners are taken, and being able to find your way through that. So Air Academy will take it, play it out the back. Maddie Poole get double teamed on that far side. Slips her way out of it. Plays to Grace. Great play on that right side by Maddie Poole right there.
Maddie is she's a 4-sport athlete, I think. Basketball, soccer. also running track, and she runs cross country. So
Wow.
that's something that I was really excited about. We talked during cross country season about her playing soccer, and she was really excited because she said, and I quote, she can run laps around everyone on the field. So that's super exciting for her. I love to see her skill come through in that for sure.
Yeah, no, and that's obviously something that should be acknowledged for anyone. Playing multiple sports is such a big deal, and finding the correlation between those sports, as she talked about, like being able to run like better than everyone because she does cross country, and
Right.
so that's why I think it's so important that people do try to play multiple sports, even if it's not varsity, even if you're on JV or C squad for another one. But playing other sports will make you better at whatever you're passionate about, even if it isn't necessarily an athletic event. Sports are just so great in that way, and that's why
Yeah.
I have such a profound love for all of them.
I think it's cool. That's another reason like why cross training exists and things like that. Like it's really good. If you're injured in one area of your sport, you can do other things. I was injured for a while during cross country season, so I had to like cycle a bunch, and that made me learn to love that. And so I agree. I think every aspect of sports, not just the skills in it and being able to maintain your athleticism, oh my goodness, and just all of it, but also like building the team and building your hard work and being able to excel at things and just put, your head down and get to work.
Yeah, exactly. Grace will control it, play it out wide to Maddie Poole. She'll play it into the middle, controlled by Livy. She'll take a turn, shot on goal. Oh, excuse me, shot wide of the goal. However, good turn, good play by the Cadets right there.
Yeah.
As we approach the halfway point of this first half.
I was talking to Sam the other day, and he said that for a while, because him and Livy obviously both love soccer, but for a while they didn't practice together because, brother, sister, they like didn't want
Yeah.
they didn't want anything to do with each other. But he said that lately they've been like, she'll ask him to go kick the ball around, or they'll go hang out, which is kind of cool to see both of them on extremely good soccer teams.
Yeah, exactly. And Sam, one of the kids who stepped up for us this last season, as a senior who didn't really play much as a junior, as foul on Cayenne, but they'll let it play. It'll roll out for a TCA throw, unfortunately. But yeah, Sam, one of the key parts of our boys team this year, and someone who really stepped up, and extremely proud of him. Didn't play much our junior year, but was on varsity and put his head down, did all the work, and came back as a senior and really made our team a lot better. And just his contagious positive energy is something that got talked about a lot, and just he's such a good dude, and he wants everyone to be better around him, and you can really appreciate that as someone who wants to work hard and someone who wants to win as well.
Yeah, for sure. And I think him and Livy have grown up in the same household, and she is also that way with a lot of her friends who play different sports.
Brooklyn Barrel come out and claim that one from Eloise.
But obviously they are both really good athletes, but really great people. And I think my parents have always stressed that first. You want to be a good person first before you're a good competitor. And I think, Livy and Sam definitely.
As Livy bounces one off the ground into her own head as we're talking real good about her.
Sorry, girl, we're jinxing you. She's a great athlete. Okay, she's awesome. I love her.
Good turn by Hadley in the midfield as the ball finds its way back to her. Great ball, offsides, unfortunately.
Oh. Okay, so I have a question. If that shot on goal would have been in, it wouldn't have counted because it's offsides?
No, it would not have.
Okay.
The offsides rule is extremely hard to explain to people who maybe don't watch soccer as much, as we get a replay on that one as it ricochets off the post. It would not have counted, however, as offside. So basically the easiest way to explain it is if you see the amount of space between the goalkeeper and the last defender. So currently it would be number 15 for TCA. It'd be Finley back there. If Grace was in between that space of the last defender and the goalkeeper and received the ball to play it or shoot it or to do anything with it, she would be offsides.
Huh.
So where it gets confusing is when, another offsides call, as you can see, she started on the other side of all our defenders. So you have to be in front of the second to last defender when the ball is played. So what Ella Witherell is trying to do right there. She's trying to time when her teammate's going to play the ball to when she can run past Brenna, when she can catch Brenna off guard and run past her to
Okay.
get onto a ball to be one-on-one with Charlotte.
But she can like it doesn't matter. So if she doesn't have the ball and she starts running, if she gets the ball after Brenna, then is that offsides or no?
So so let's say number 17 here in the middle, let's say Madeline Mork was to receive the ball right now and turn, and um, Ella was where she's standing currently, and she played it over to like the 35-yard line. If Ella was to run onto that ball while starting behind Brenna before Maddie played the ball, she would be onside and she could play it and keep running with it. It's an
Holy.
extremely confusing rule. Like
Gotcha.
the more you watch it, the more you start to understand it, and
Right.
the more you can see it, and the more you can kind of go, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
It is an extremely confusing rule to explain as that one goes out right underneath us. It'll be Air Academy throw. It is an extremely hard rule to explain, like on paper. It's much easier to kind of like draw out and be able to explain. But the more you watch and the more you kind of pay attention to it, the easier it gets. And I do highly, not request, I highly encourage people to watch soccer. People will say it's boring. People will say, oh, it can end in a tie, all that kind of stuff. But if you start really watching the intricacy of how people move and how the strategy behind how they move, it is extremely interesting. And I do agree, maybe it's not basketball where 120 points are scored every game. But when you do get that moment of greatness, when you do get a goal like Grace scored earlier, it's so fulfilling and watching and like, yes, that happened.
Yeah.
And especially when you can watch really high level soccer. And this girls game is a level of that, but also Champions League stuff on the men's side and women's side of professional soccer. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think we had a sub in for both teams there just a second ago. Man, it's hard to see the numbers from up here.
looks like Laurel Keaton came up
Yep.
up top for our freshman Eloise.
Throw in there by Omle.
Booted back to Omle. It'll ricochet off her leg out of bounds, so it'll be TCA throw. TCA definitely playing with a lot of fight and a lot of
Oh, yeah.
fire, pressing up high, really making sure that they try to keep the Kadets out of possession as Jillian Myers receives it there, one of the other subs. So as that one almost sneaks through the back line, well, from what I heard is Jillian broke her hand a week ago,
Oh,
like very, very recently,
Yes.
and is playing with a cast as Grace gets caught off sides there.
bummer.
So incredible toughness
Yeah.
by Jillian being out there. She's one of the better players on this team as well. She plays club with a lot of these girls. But I mean, breaking your hand and still going back out there knowing that it can get hit is a tough thing. So
Yeah, for sure.
incredible toughness from Jillian Myers out there, number 7.
And this is what we mentioned before, was that before, during the Rampart game, the Cadets kept their starting lineup the same the whole game. And now we're seeing a couple subs, which is cool. We definitely, you always want to see the bench players get a shot, just get some more playtime under their belt for sure.
As Livy finds that one under her feet, turns around with it. It'll be taken away by TCA. Grace Bennett fighting for it back, and she'll win it back.
So
But will
something
dribble out of bounds, excuse
Sorry.
me.
So we were talking a little bit about the fire that TCA has, but both teams tonight really are super competitive and have had a lot of fire all night. And I think one of the things I've noticed, but I've also heard from players from both sides, is that there's a little bit of I don't want to say rivalry, but something of the sorts. You know, they're a little bit, these teams have been competitive for a very, very long time. TCA is definitely holding a match from getting beat by Air Academy last year. Yeah. And yeah, so I think both of these teams are extra competitive tonight just because this is one of their rivalry teams.
Yeah, and obviously TCA has fielded great teams on both sides, boys and girls, for a long time, similar to Air Academy. But especially over the last few years, as that one takes Laurel down,
Oh, right to the head.
ref will stop the clock as they check on Laurel. We'll make sure she's okay. Took that one off the foot of Brooklyn, just trying to clear it out of the way. No no intent there or anything like that as they'll
Yeah.
bring the trainer onto the field. Is the whiplash from that one can be a lot,
Man, that was a hard kick.
as we hope Laurel will get up, be okay. But going back to kind of TCA is obviously they're so close to our own campus. We can see the lights of our football stadium from here actually. So the closeness of these two schools and the competitive nature, and I think especially on the girls' side, as in 2 years ago, TCA as a 6 seed hosted Air Academy, who would have been a 20 something seed, and lost in overtime.
Wow.
Grace Bennett, as a freshman, scored an overtime winner to
Oh,
beat them 2-1 at their own place. So knowing that and kind of carrying that as a coach and as a team, and all those girls that were on that team that lost and saw Air Academy celebrate on their field, there's definitely no love lost between either of these teams. And I'd even say on the boys' side, we played a super competitive game with them this year. Ended up winning 1-0 as well with a Cam
nice.
Greco goal, who's the manager for this girls' team. But um, yeah, really had to fight hard for that one. They're a really scrappy bunch. They find ways to get in behind. They find ways to move the ball around you, and have been well coached for a long time on both sides of the ball. Laurel's still down here getting mandatory concussion check after that one.
So what is the strategy of her sprinting up to the goalie like that? Like, is it just the pressure of it?
Yeah, 100%. Like, if you can force anyone on the field into a bad decision or into an errant pass,
Right.
that helps your team out. And Laurel, she's obviously trying to block it in some way, because that's the dream scenario, is that you block it and it rolls into the goal. But 90% of the time, I'd almost say 95% of the time, that's not going to happen, especially with a good goalkeeper like Brooklyn. She's going to be able to find a way out of that. But if you can force even the slightest mistake out of anyone on the field, especially the goalkeeper, where you're so close to the goal, that gives your team such a distinct advantage. And that's why you see her and Eloise and Grace really forcing the issue up top and really trying to force these Titans into a mistake, is it can turn around into a goal really quickly. So,
Yeah.
but also balancing that with not being too gassed to be able to get back on defense. So there's definitely a little cat and mouse game that goes on.
Yeah.
Laurel sitting up straight, hoping that is a good sign for us as both teams kind of conference talk about what they need to do a little bit better at this 13:36 mark.
It looks like is that Grace or is that
I think
freshman Eloise
Eloise subs back in as Laurel will come off here. She stands up, receives an ovation from
walking
the
to
crowd.
the side? Yeah. That's always what we want to see. You never want to see a player on the ground too long. That's always terrifying.
Always scary stuff when it comes to the head as well. So
Yeah.
hoping for the best as Brooklyn goes over, gives her a little pat, says I'm sorry. Never intentional
Yeah.
there, but always an unfortunate part of the game when you see someone go down with an injury. But the risk you take, you know. So it'll be TCA ball in the box. Referee will drop it to Brooklyn, and she'll be able to pick it up. As the wind picks up here a little bit, still blowing from our right to left, so at that TCA goal. But you can see it on the players' jerseys, and just kind of the gusts of wind that are coming to Charlotte's back and towards that TCA goal. So hasn't played as big of a factor as I kind of thought it would. TCA's done a good job of not necessarily just kind of booting it.
Yeah.
As I say that, Brooklyn will hit this one as far as she can up the field. But they've done a good job of trying to move the ball around. I wouldn't say they necessarily have a ton of possession, as that one kind of dive bombs around the 50. Headed up to Grace Bennett. She'll play it wide to Jillian. Back to Bennett. She'll play it wide
Cayenne.
to Cayenne. Good connection play here
Yeah.
in the middle. Eloise will turn.
A lot of passes
That
from the
team
Cadets.
that team huddle really locked them into
Yeah.
to moving the ball around, keeping it on the ground, playing to feet. As that one will get whipped into the middle. Eloise almost on the end of it, but it'll roll out for a TCA goal kick. But really good combination play there in the middle by our academy, just kind of working it around, playing 1-2 touch soccer, and really just moving it around TCA. The ball is always going to be quicker than a player can move, so knowing that and using that to their advantage, really, really well right in that sequence right there.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like Brooklyn's going to have it in the back again. So this may be a dumb question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. How do they, or like, I guess maybe the refs, like, how do the refs decide whether the goalkeeper gets to like drop kick it or just like punt it from a single spot? Like, what's the impact on that?
So it's just the rules. The refs don't really have
Okay.
a ton of. Obviously, they decide if it goes out for a goal kick. So
Ooh,
basically, as Cayenne turns there,
that was
Grace
a pretty
pressured,
movement.
finds her way around. I'll explain it. As Grace will
Yeah,
play it through,
right up the middle.
it'll go wide. So there, the ball rolls out. Air Academy hit it last.
Hmm.
It rolls out on that end line that the goal's on. Brooklyn will be able to just put it down. It's called a goal kick. She'll put
Okay.
it down and she'll play it anywhere that she wants. So
Right.
she can play it anywhere, but it has to be on the ground. If Brooklyn was to have went over and picked that ball up off the ground or maybe saved one, caught one, she can do whatever she wants with it. She has
Okay.
roughly 8 to 10 seconds to do something with it. They're pretty loose on that in high school, but there is a time limit. She can roll it, she can throw it, she can punt it, she can put it on the ground and play with her feet if she wants.
Okay.
So that dictates that, and then there's a ton of other like spot kick stuff, but
Sure,
fouls
yeah.
fouls will just get put right onto the ground. If it's a foul inside this yellow box over here, they'll get to take what's called a penalty kick, which is
Right.
they'll put it on a spot. It'll just be a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Can't like dribble or anything, but you try to place it past them.
And that's how Rampart got the goal against
Yes,
their
it
academy.
was.
Right.
So Charlotte tried coming out in a one-on-one situation and ended up missing the ball. I think after watching it, I think that the Rampart player who was through on goal wasn't really going to get to the ball that she touched around her, so it was a little shaky, but
Okay.
Charlotte did take the girl out. Like, she even admitted that to me today when we were talking about the game. She was like, yeah, I took her out, but I don't think she was getting that, which I agreed with. So beat her on a penalty, and that's always a tough way to lose because you feel like they didn't really earn it. Like, you
Right,
feel
yeah.
like you kind of gave it to them. You gave them a chance to score because 90% of the time those will get put away.
Right. Yeah.
And you feel like inside, like, dang it, they didn't really earn that win. They didn't really earn anything. Like, we
Interesting.
gave it to them more than they earned it. So
Yeah.
that's always tough, and it's always a tough way to lose 1-0 no matter how the goal gets scored. As Elsie Scepter will check in.
Oh, Elsie was not able to play during the Rampart game, but she talked to me about really looking forward to maybe getting some playtime this game. So that's super exciting. She is maybe the only senior on the field right now.
Phelan and Bolin are in the back, but
Okay.
other than that, no, you're correct. This midfield and forward line for Air Academy is extremely young, so a lot of bright future. Hopefully, a lot of goals in their future as Grace will try to fight off a TCA defender. Ooh, good move around. Cleared out by a TCA defender. Ref will call a foul Air Academy's way, so we'll get a free kick here. So that was a foul, so they'll put it onto the ground and they'll be
Okay.
able to do whatever they want with it. Most likely they'll whip this one into the box, kind of like a corner.
Okay.
So they'll start on the line and they'll all kind of run in. See if Grace can put it in a dangerous position and see if Air Academy can get a goal. As we pass the 10-minute mark.
Beautiful sunset we have tonight.
As that one's played on the ground, it'll come out. Deflected and in.
Oh! Two players on the ground, Brooklyn and a TCA player, but they're both up.
Omle with a shot that's deflected by, I believe, a TCA defender.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that one back, but good job by Omle just kind of playing that one into a dangerous position, trying to put it on net
I think we're going to have a replay here.
and getting lucky. So Air Academy will take a 2-0 lead
Nice.
with about at the 9-minute mark. Omle, as that one just kind of fell out to her, took a touch and put it where it would deflect off a TCA defender. And unfortunately for Brooklyn, Blair in goal, roll into her net. Those ones are always tough as you think you have it and it hits someone in front and
Yeah.
it trickles into your goal as that one kind of did.
And she was headed in the exact opposite direction. Like,
Exactly.
she totally thought that it was going to be in a totally different place.
Yeah, and that's why those ones are so hard because you leave your feet thinking that you're going to get it on that side and it ends up hitting
Oof.
either someone on your team or someone on the other team. And those ones are just tough. But Air Academy will take it. Any way you can put one in the back of the goal, you'll take it. So
Looks like we're going to have another sub.
TCA will sub off number 11, Ella Withrell, and sub on number 7, Heather Garcia, as she comes back into the game. Something interesting that Air Academy appears to have done from up here is they've moved as Grace takes a turn,
Ooh.
gets caught up. Nothing foul there. They've moved freshman Eloise from that outside left spot or the wing spot she was playing and moved her into more of a central kind of 9 spot where she can receive the ball and turn and maybe try to find Grace, which I think is interesting. Maybe not use as much of her speed in the middle there as it gets a little bit clogged up, but using maybe a little bit more of her skill.
And what's the, I guess, benefit of that in doing that in the middle of a game? Does Espen just see that she would be more beneficial there?
Yeah, well, you kind of see how they've taken away the outsides. Is we haven't had a ton that's gone down the line, and we've kind of whipped them in. They've done a good job of double teaming on the outside.
Right.
And we haven't had too much success playing through the outside. Both our goals have kind of come through the middle. So you see that as a coach, and you go, all right, well, where can we put our better players to get them into a position to do damage and be able to create chances for our side? As Grace will take a touch. Take it to the outside. Try to whip it across.
Oh.
Touch by Hadley in the middle. Played back. Brenna, or Avery, excuse me, will try to take a shot. That one is high and wide, but good attempt by Avery. That one kind of trickled out to her. And as a coach, you don't know how you feel about your defenders taking shots. A lot of the time, maybe they're not the most trained in that, but you never mind seeing it. Confidence from a player, and you're up 2-0, so you take a little bit more risk.
Looks like Brooklyn's going to start with it in the back again.
She'll boot that one up. Laying around the 40. TCA will end up on the end of it. Grace doing a great job of using her body there. We'll take a shot from distance.
Oh.
Off the gloves of Blair and goal. Shot from way out from Grace there.
Yeah.
Obviously feeling herself a little bit, shooting from the 15-yard line on those football lines. So as Blair will boot this one up into the middle. TCA player take a touch.
So was Grace a really prominent player last year as well?
Absolutely. She
Okay,
was,
yeah.
I believe, the leading scorer. You're going to have to fact check me on that one. But I believe the leading scorer and really a key piece for, as obviously she's a captain, but a leader and someone who was very vocal on the field. And I think she's extremely competitive and really does not like losing. Obviously, you need that to be able to go play any level of collegiate, but
Absolutely.
especially Division I. And she hates losing more than she loves winning, and I think that's such a huge thing for any competitor, and especially Grace, who's one of the better girls players the program has seen and I have seen in person as well.
Absolutely.
This game opens up a little bit as TCA will have time in the middle with that ball. Still pressed by Ione Chris as she'll win it back. Using her body to keep that defender off. Play to number 3.
Passing it back and forth. Ooh. Elsie can't quite get to it.
That'll be a TCA throw on this left side. Headed by Hadley, it'll fall to Ione. Headed, unfortunately, out of bounds. Couldn't find the feet of anyone. Eloise trying to find the feet of a white player. And that throw up the line by TCA will be run onto by Ella and Madeline Mork on this right side. And it'll end up being Kadet throw. This front line for TCA has done a good job in their movements. However, they just haven't been able to find that final pass through or be able to kind of break this Kadet defense, which is something that obviously we noted on this Kadet defense. Hard to get through, but
Absolutely. And Charlotte has not seen a lot of action tonight, which in some cases, I mean, you think that's a good thing, but I'm sure she's getting a little tired back there.
Yeah, and that's one of the hardest things about being a goalkeeper is you can go almost 79 minutes without seeing anything happen on your side of the field, and then they need you for the save in the final minute of the game,
Yeah.
and it's the difference maker in whether you win or lose. So always one of the harder mental parts of being a goalkeeper, always being locked in, and that was one of the things that we talked about earlier. Is that communication pieces for me especially is. The more I talked, the more I was like focused in on the game, because obviously you're focusing on the movement of your players, you're focusing on the movement of the ball, as their academy will move it around the top part of this.
Number 3 takes a shot for the Kadets, which she subbed in earlier. I think it's number 3. Is it number 5? Man, we cannot see that from up here.
It appears to be number 3, who is not on our roster, so we'll work on.
We are going to welcome KRDO Plus 13.3 to the Kadet Sports Live game of the week. We have our Academy Cadets versus the TCA Titans. The Cadets are up 2-0 right now. It has been a very, very impressive game so far. Both teams have been very active and very aggressive on both sides of the ball. So it's super exciting.
As we approach the minute 30 mark, TCA will play it through. Brenna will end up beating Ella to that ball. Played back to Charlotte, or she'll boot that one up the field. Yeah, this game super competitive as of now. Grace and Omle scoring for Air Academy. Grace on a shot from distance and Omle on a deflection. So it's been a super entertaining game. I wouldn't say I've been extremely bored at any point. Air Academy has had some moments where they've moved the ball around really well. Some moments where maybe they've been a little bit shaky, but definitely controlling this game over TCA when it comes to possession and just overall control of the pace and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe a TCA throw in here.
up the line. Avery will step into it. Brenna will boot it back up the field. Grace Bennett's through on goal. Great save by Brooklyn right there, coming out, making sure that Grace couldn't get around her. It appeared a TCA player tripped while trying to run back on Grace there. Grace with a pretty good opportunity to put one away, but instead of shooting, attempted to dribble around as 30 seconds hit the clock. Grace begging for the ball at the corner flag. Will now get it, put it down. Air Academy trying to score late in this half, go up by 3.
20 seconds left. Oh.
The wind, obviously, as you can see, that corner flag kind of shaking around as that wind is still going very heavily right to left, which is favoring the Cadets as that ball's played in. Brooklyn will come out, appeared to get a hand to it, force it wide. As the seconds tick down here, 5 left, TCA will throw it in. Maybe try to do something, but Brenna steps in, says not to end this half, and that'll do it for the first half here at Titan Stadium. Air Academy up 2-0 by way of goals by Grace and Omle, and they'll go into halftime. I think for Air Academy, they've had some good showings of possession and some good showings of moving the ball around, but I definitely think Coach Espin will make it a point to keep possession over this I wouldn't say necessarily weaker TCA side, but definitely they have a little bit more of the skill and the control during this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to look at a couple of these instant replays of a couple of the big plays so far during this first half. Like you said, Grace and Omle have already scored. And Grace has been really prominent up in the front there, challenging goalie each time, which is really cool. And yeah, I think, like you said, it's a really competitive game. And we predicted that Air Academy would win 1-0, but mainly that their defense wouldn't let any through, which so far has been the truth. The Air Academy defense is known for being really strong. They are a lot of veteran players, and they are just a really, really impressive team. So they have, Charlotte hasn't really she put one foot on the ball maybe, but yeah, defense has been really awesome. Keeping it going for sure. I'm excited to see what the second half is going to look like. What do you think, I'm sure the TCA coach is going to hey, guys, we need to be more competitive. We need to be more offensive. But yeah, anyway, so we're going to throw it to commercial break really fast, but we will be back for the second half of this game, so definitely stay tuned.
freaking love Kadet T.
I know, right? Same. I should name my first kid Kadet T.
Every day, I'm out there, collecting the finest ingredients. Every day, I'm in the lab, perfecting my recipe. Every day, they disrespect me by calling it Kadet tea.
Hey man, can I have a drink of that KT? What are you talking about?
Hey Ryan, what are you working on?
My highlight reel.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Yo.
We've been watching a lot of professional soccer recently so that we can get ready for the girls' upcoming season. It's been great, but there's been a bunch of injuries around the school recently.
Game last night. You guys are looking really good this season.
Down screen.
They should be it.
Oh, my ankle! Oh! 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 I'm not gonna be able to go to school for weeks. Oh my goodness!
So Young, get up. He's fine.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about personal finance. The first topic we're going to talk about is budgeting, right? Fun stuff. So when we talk about budgeting, what would we do with our first paycheck? How about you, Tadra?
Save.
Interesting.
Save all day.
Okay.
All I do is save.
Okay, looking for something a little different.
SAVE.
Okay, just like what we talked about.
I save everything.
Morning, girl.
You don't need the trolls in.
I know I should be doing my homework, but I think I'm just gonna spend a little more time on social media. Is that supposed to be me? Why would they say this? What am I supposed to do?
Is she talking about us? Oh, she cannot. We have to flame her. And we have to get all of our friends to flame her. Maybe we can get her to leave the school.
Adriana, we can always choose to be kind, and we can always choose to be the bigger person. Wouldn't we feel horrible if all of this turned violent? Of all the self-harm cases that are reported, a quarter of them trace back to cyberbullying. This isn't us. We can rise above and end the cycle.
Man, I freaking love Kadet tea.
I know, right? Same. I should name my first kid Kadet.
Every day, I'm out there, collecting the finest ingredients. Every day, I'm in the lab, perfecting my recipe. Every day, they disrespect me by calling it Kadet tea.
Hey man, could I have a drink of that KT? What are you talking about?
Hey Ryan, what are you working on?
My highlight reel.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Yo.
We've been watching a lot of professional soccer recently so that we can get ready for the girls' upcoming season. It's been great, but there's been a bunch of injuries around the school recently.
Game last night. You guys are looking really good this season.
Down screen.
They should be it.
Oh, my ankle! Oh! 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 I'm not gonna be able to go to school for weeks. Oh my goodness!
So young, get up.
He's fine.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about personal finance. The first topic we're going to talk about is budgeting, right? Fun stuff. So when we talk about budgeting, what would we do with our first paycheck? How about you, Tadra?
Save.
Interesting.
Save all day.
Okay.
All I do is save.
Okay, looking for something a little different.
SAVE.
Okay, just like what we talked about.
I save everything.
Sports Live. This is going to be the second half of our game. This is the Air Academy Cadets versus the TCA Titans. So we're just going to, get the ball rolling. Cadets are leading 2-0 currently. And yeah, we're really excited. It's been a super competitive game. Lights are on. It's dark after sunset. This is the best time to play.
Yeah, it's definitely getting a little bit cold down there. TCA, the wind hasn't shifted, so TCA will be with the wind this half. We'll see if that changes their strategy at all with the wind at their backs. But good first half for the Cadets. Obviously, being up 2-0, you'll take that in any game. But controlled a lot of the possession, controlled a lot of kind of the pace and all that kind of stuff. So really good half as it finds its way out to Maddie Poole here now on our side instead of the far side. Air Academy, you can really see them trying to keep possession, not just kind of boot the ball as it finds its way to Eloise in the middle. Still playing in that kind of 9 spot.
Ooh,
Grace, it falls to Grace. Shot wide by Grace Bennett, who scored the opener about 5-8 minutes into the game. Really got the Cadets off to a hot start.
Yeah, great. Always great way to start the game. You always want that momentum for sure. Those passes through traffic, they're always super impressive to me. Like when you're both kind of running opposite directions, you got defenders in between you. To be able to clear that pass was really cool. All right, Brooklyn's going to start with it in the back.
Brooklyn Bear has been pretty good this game. I mean, obviously let 2 get by her, but I would say as someone who was a goalkeeper, not much she could have done about either of them. Obviously, that second one taking a huge deflection off one of her own defenders, so not much you can do about that. Other than that, she's been phenomenal in the TCA goal tonight, though. And goal kick will go, or free kick, excuse me, will go Air Academy's way. Livy Andrus fouled there by number 2, Alex Schlosser. Definitely not saying that right, but it's all right. Grace will be on the end of this one and kind of see how Air Academy sets up as she'll call Eloise over. They'll talk about it.
Does she have a time limit on this?
Not necessarily, but obviously
Yeah.
they're not going to stand over it forever as the clock is running. Eloise will roll it. Grace will take a shot on goal.
Over.
Good play design there by the Cadets. I like the idea. Eloise just kind of running over it, slowly touching it so Grace can hit a moving ball, which she can get a little bit more power behind.
Absolutely. And Eloise, a freshman, like you said earlier, clearly learning a lot from Grace. And that teamwork, like you said, like it's going to make her night. That's super cool to see those teammates working together.
Yeah, and extremely similar players from what I've seen in the 2 games I've watched. Eloise plays. She moves a lot like Grace does, and
Absolutely.
and thinks a lot like Grace does. Is she just has that kind of natural instinct to find the ball and find the back of the net. She hasn't scored this year, but I definitely think that she will be, if not this year, in the coming years, one of Air Academy's leading scorers.
Yeah, for sure. And I think something like similar to that was on the boys team too. I remember talking about how the seniors on your guys' team, the captains and stuff like that, were really great with all the freshmen and sophomores and upcoming kids. And obviously you always want to train the person who's going to be your legacy, like you always want to train those who are going to come after you. And yeah, I think it's super cool. I'm excited to see Eloise definitely get better. I hope that she, by the end of the season, gets a goal and has one under her belt. That would be really cool.
I think that is almost a 100% guaranteed bet that it will happen.
Yeah.
She's quick. She finds good
Ooh.
positioning as Hadley kind of runs through that one. It'll go out for a TCA throw. But yeah, just her ability to be quick and find the ball and the skill with her feet, I definitely think she'll put at least one, if not many, into opposing nets this year.
For sure.
Grace will play that one wide to Ione. Ione will turn, take a
Ooh.
left-footed shot. not a ton of power behind it. And that's one of the things that happens when you flip sides and end up going against the wind is your shots they'll have a little bit of spin behind them and make it a little bit easier for goalkeepers to come and grab them because they'll slow down a little bit. So that's one of the being a little bit closer, those shots from distance that don't have the wind behind them, as Grace fakes a long one right there and plays it wide to Maddie Poole. She'll take a cross/shot. Not sure what she was trying to do with that one, but through the football goalpost. Unfortunately, does not count for 3 points in this game, but
oh my gosh, during your guys' one of your boys' soccer games that we live streams, I must have said that 4 times. I was like, it's good for 3. Oh, man.
Yeah, but I'm glad it's not as a goalkeeper. That would make me pretty upset if every time you kicked it over the goal, it counted. This game increasingly getting a little bit more physical as it goes on. Players not necessarily trying to hurt one another, but putting bodies into each other, being strong, being physical, and that's always going to happen in a rivalry game like this one has become over the last couple years. And
for sure. And I think definitely for TCA during that half, coach was, telling them to get on the ball. You need to be way more aggressive. They were already being aggressive, but they're down 2-0, and that's huge in a soccer game. So they definitely need to have more of that fire and need to get the ball back from these Kadets if they hope to score on Charlotte, who, again, sitting there not really doing much. I'm going to say that, and then she's going to run up the sideline.
As you say that, Ella Withrow gets a steal on Avery Bolin. She'll bring it up. Kind of no support. It'll be a 3-on-1. Bumps into Avery there. We'll try to play it back. Quickly scampered to by, I believe, Eloise, who flew down the field. She was on the other 40 when I last saw her, but finds herself on the defensive end and gets the Kadets a throw. But trying to jinx our Kadets here with your
oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
You're talking about Charlotte not having to do much, but they'll counter here. Maddie Poole, a little bit too big of a touch. Alex Schlosser able to get there, put it out. Air Academy throw. She'll throw it into Livy into the middle. Try to play it back. Intercepted. Brenna just threw 2 TCA players right there. That's going to be my ball and no one else's, and that's
why she's captain.
It was extremely appreciated in your center back is someone who's not afraid to get hit a little bit or hit someone else.
Yeah.
In Brenna's case right there. Kadets will try to keep possession. As I say that, arid touch by Hadley. They'll fall back into defensive position. Hadley tries to boot that one out. TCA throw a little bit, 20 yards down the field. Definitely has cooled off as the sun set over the mountains here in Colorado Springs, but players bundled up under blankets on the sideline trying to keep warm in case they got to go in. Wind still howling right to left. Eloise will control it in the middle for Air Academy, switch the field to Boland. Find a pass to Ione, played wide. Kadets will try to counter here.
Just big kick out.
TCA's Elliot Sauder will find her way to that one and boot it down the field. Air Academy will have a throw. Finds the feet of
ooh, good movement there by Brenna.
Cayenne. TCA take control. Oh, never mind. Giving up. Livy will take this one and they'll counter. 4-on-3 TCA advantage, but Grace up to Grace, double teamed. We'll take a shot from way out. Brooklyn will scamper across the goal line, grab that one.
Definitely good to see Grace taking shots, no matter what, and wins against you, you're far away, it doesn't even matter. You always want to take those shots no matter what.
100%, and with the confidence I think that she's feeling right now, having scored earlier in this game, and really TCA not doing much to really put a stop to anything that she's doing, I think that maybe coach might have wanted her to get a little closer, but you never mind a player believing in their ability until it gets to the point where there's just no chance. So
absolutely.
As Air Academy will have a throw here.
Only there with a throw in directly to Grace.
She'll keep control.
Oof.
Hadley will play it forward. Maddie Poole will try to run onto it.
Cross-country runner here.
And then it'll go out. She'll force a throw on the far corner side as we try to lean over to see this right side corner flag. It will be a throw-in, however, as the referee indicates, pointing to exactly where Maddie will throw it in. Finds the knee of Hadley. Hadley will try to keep control while fighting off the TCA defender. TCA will find a way to clear. It'll fall to Omle in the back, and she'll just let it roll out for Air Academy throw. Throwing up the field. Grace will be able to turn with this one.
Up the
She
sideline.
has support of Livy. Decides to go herself.
Wow.
Makes a great turn. Across the middle.
Big shove by a TCA defender.
No foul there in the middle. Definitely could be up for debate.
Cayenne booted it right through the goalpost.
Cayenne falls to Cayenne, and she shoots it a little bit over the goal. Definitely something worth looking at there.
Yeah, that was a big shove.
Big shove in the middle on Ione, but she's not up in arms about it, so we won't be either. But could have been one of those accidental contact things too, that maybe not intentional, but surely looked a little bit more than just being physical. That one will find its way over Hadley and roll out. Air Academy throw. A lot of throw-ins in this game.
Yeah.
Both teams trying to keep the ball kind of wide. Not a ton of play through the middle, but
man, wind is really blowing tonight.
yeah, the wind picking up a little bit, which as the sun went down makes it even more cold, which we feel for the players out there. TCA not able to keep that one in. Number 21, Christina.
And her sister are both starting on the field tonight. I'm curious how, so we have a junior and a senior. Okay, Christina's the older sibling. I'm curious how that sibling dynamic works, because it's always cool to see. I mean, you talked about Sam and Livy, but whenever you have siblings on the field or siblings on the same team or, you know, whatever, it's cool to see them work together, and maybe they have similar skill sets and things like that.
Yeah, it definitely would be interesting to see that, because loads of sibling duos have gone through not only Air Academy but tons of schools.
For sure.
Lots of, as
Good trips
the
up a little
arms
bit.
go up on the Air Academy bench, and it'll be a free kick committed by TCA. Livy pulling her socks up after getting knocked down. Two sets of sisters on this team, as Sophia Christensen and Lydia Christensen, are also siblings. So, family roots here at TCA. As Grace will stand over this free kick from the 15-yard line. She'll play it on the ground through. Rolls all the way through. Looks like Livy almost ended up on the end of that one. Oh, Cayenne, excuse me. Went to ground. Couldn't quite get anything on it, and it'll roll through.
Didn't look like anyone had a touch on that.
No, as it just kind of rolls through. Brooklyn definitely got caught in no man's land right there, not able to come grab it or stay on her line to make a save, but TCA extremely lucky right there to not give up their third, which
For sure.
as we're 13 minutes into this second half, most likely would have been the nail in the coffin. Grace will take it.
All the way up the middle.
Grace beats two, gets knocked
Ooh,
over.
Big
It
shove.
will be a foul. Clock will stop. It will most likely be a yellow card.
Giant shove there from the TCA defender. Grace moving up the field
Grace
beautifully.
Beat two TCA defenders, and the third one couldn't do anything but take her down. As Alex Slaughter, I'm just never going to say that right, will receive a yellow card and have to be subbed out.
Oh, man. But Grace obviously is up fine. She's probably a tiny bit shaken, but she's been hit before, so she's good.
So Alex will go off. In high school, the rule is if you get a yellow card, you have to come off the field, and then you can sub immediately right back in. But so she'll talk with her coach. She'll talk about kind of what went wrong right there, and most likely be subbed back in, as she's made a pretty good impact on this game, but puts her team in jeopardy here as this ball is right on the edge of the penalty box. And Grace will line it up, most likely looking for a shot here. It's on that penalty box line. You rarely see that. But Grace will line this one up, most likely aiming for goal, but we'll see.
Just not calling Eloise over or anything, so no trick plays or anything.
As Grace approaches it, hits it wide. Squandered opportunity for Grace Bennett and the Air Academy Cadets right there. That's a good look on goal, but TCA defended well enough to force a shot wide, and it will remain 2-0. But this next goal, if there is one, will be extremely important for the outcome of this game, as if TCA finds a way to kind of sneak through this Air Academy defense that's been solid all night, they'll be 1 goal down, which will give them a little bit of fire and also put Air Academy at a little bit of a risk of kind of being stuck in between scoring another one or playing a more defensive-minded game. But if Air Academy can get this next one, kind of takes the wind out of the sails of TCA. Well, not the wind tonight, but the figurative wind out of the sails, as that one will go TCA's way, that throw in. But if Air Academy can find a way to get that 3rd goal in, I think it's a win for Air Academy, and it'll be a good win here on this chilly Thursday night is a way to say it.
And I think talking about maybe the Cadets, if TCA scores on them playing more of a defensive game, it is interesting because they are playing a really offensive game right now, but TCA hasn't really been in their backfield all that much. And so obviously, again, it's that defensive line that's incredibly strong. Man, why is it always I say it again?
That,
what is happening?
But Omle makes your point heard, but a foul before Omle could get in there. You need to stop talking about the defense because,
I'm sorry.
Man, every time you seem to brought it up, TCA finds a way to start a counter, and pretty good position here for a free kick, as they'll most likely try to whip it into the box. That win will make it this one difficult for Charlotte, and that back line of the Cadets, as the ball will carry a little bit more.
And that's 17, Madeline Mork, who was a super high scorer for them last year. So we'll see if she can put this one away.
She'll stand over this one. 2 hands up. Whipped into the box. Charlotte bobbles it a little as Ella Withrell runs by her. And good defense there by the kid. It's not the best ball all night, but definitely a dangerous spot anytime you give the other team a free chance to score.
For sure.
Gotta make sure you put those to rest as quickly as possible, and Charlotte did a good job with a little bit of a bobble, but picked it right back up. So Ione fight off 3.
Dang.
3 TCA.
Very aggressive.
She'll drop her shoulder a little bit too much on number 21, Christina, right there, but
good fight from Ione.
Good fight, not falling down, knocking over a TCA defender in the process, but that last one got a little bit too aggressive, says our referee in the middle.
It's going to be number 20, Elliot Souter here.
She'll play a ball. It'll find its way through.
Charlotte coming out.
Charlotte coming out, hits off of her into the goal.
Oh, both players in the goal as well.
Brenna did all she could.
Charlotte makes the mistake again of coming out just like she did during the Rampart game.
Charlotte finds that one a little bit unlucky as it hits off of her, and off of a TCA TCA attacker. Not sure who got that one for TCA. It kind of deflected off
players.
Of one.
2 players ended up in the goal. Maybe we'll see the instant replay here. There it is. Man, what?
Kind of an awkward play there as it kind of rolls into Charlotte there, and she comes out really well and makes herself really big, and almost in the end a little bit unlucky as it kind of deflects off her chest and off the knee or shin of that attacking player and just kind of rolls towards her goal. But TCA 1 away now, 2-1 as we are approaching the 20-minute mark, the halfway point of the second half. TCA finds themselves back in this game, a game that Air Academy was controlling for the most part, and here they come again.
Wow, up the side.
Brenna will step in and take care of that threat, but it'll still be TCA ball, throw in. So yeah, as I said earlier, that this next goal would kind of dictate how the rest of this game went, and TCA finds a way to kind of put it away after not having much on the offensive side, but finds a way to put a goal in the back of the net, and now they're 1 out from tying it up, and Air Academy has to play that game of, do they keep attacking or do they kind of sit back and hope for a win, as that one goes off a Air Academy player. It'll be a TCA corner.
And obviously, we talked about it earlier, but during halftime, the TCA coach wanted this to happen. They want them to be more aggressive, and this is exactly the result that they were looking for. I think, yeah, this is definitely changing things up. For Charlotte, she hasn't been doing a whole lot, and to miss that is, you hope that she doesn't get down on herself at all. As a goalie, oh, geez.
TCA's number 2 will play it. Ione will step in. Can't keep that one in bounds, but
as a goalie, how do you feel when you maybe, you don't get any touches all night and then that one shot comes and you miss it? How is it hard to, keep that morale up?
Yeah, it's the hardest part of the position, and you accept that fate kind of when you put on the gloves and you put on that number 1 jersey on your back as this throw-in will find its way into the Air Academy box. Charlotte, come out, claim that one. That's always a good thing for a goalkeeper is get that next one and kind of get out of your head a little bit. But it's always tough because no matter if it was your fault or not, basically every goal you're going to blame yourself for because you always can say, oh, I could have done this better, I could have done this. And it's a very much 2020 is hindsight idea, but being able to go, all right, can't change that one. That one happened. It's unfortunate, especially in this situation. His tempers rise a little bit with some of these fouls.
Yeah. Omle walking away with no remorse there.
But yeah, it's always tough, and but you also have to understand that you don't have a time machine on the field. You can't go back and change it. You can't go back and redo it. You can't go back and do what you think you should have done. You got to step up and make the next save, and Charlotte did that really well on that last ball.
Absolutely.
As this one's played in, it'll roll all the way through to Charlotte.
Right to her.
Elliott Souder with the ball in there. So TCA picking up a little bit of that offensive pressure that we've lacked seeing this whole game as Hadley have that one go off her head, find its way to the feet of Livy, taken away. Back to Hadley. We'll play it wide to Omle. She'll get clipped in the back a little bit by number 11, Ella Withrell. Withrell is a name we've said a lot tonight. She's kind of been all over the field, moving around up top, being that lone striker for TCA, creating a little bit of pressure. That time got a little bit too aggressive, fouled. Omle will play this one to the feet of a TCA player, but it'll fall out to Boland. Heavy touch by Boland will hit off Withrell. Brenna there to clean it up. Back to Charlotte. Withrell will press. Charlotte, good job getting that one up and out.
I feel like I hold my breath every time the ball goes up in the air towards her.
Grace will find the feet on this one. Play Maddie. She'll try to whip it in. The wind might mess around with Brooklyn here. Did a little bit, but it'll bounce. One bounce to her.
Man, a lot of aggressiveness coming up from these two teams, and you see a lot of fire. We talked about them being rivals and them definitely having some maybe negative emotions toward each other just because being competitors over the past few years, and we're definitely seeing that. TCA is coming out strong. It took them a little bit during the second half, but, they're getting the ball rolling for sure.
Grace will find this one at her feet, play wide to Maddie. She'll find her back into the middle. Grace with a hard cut, find the way to Livy. Livy with not a great touch. Cayenne's there.
Off
Good
of Brooklyn.
Save by Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Making herself big in front of goal, and it'll find its way to TCA. TCA will try to counter. Finds its way wide. Boland will close down.
Up the sideline.
Boland gets beat. Charlotte will come out. Good communication there by Charlotte, telling Brenna to kind of back off. I got this one.
Absolutely.
Good communication there. And obviously we can't hear the communication, but
it's obvious.
It appears that Charlotte was communicating there, and obviously a huge part of the goalkeeper position. This game gets a little bit back and forth. Livy on the other side now. 3v3. Will beat a defender on the far side. Beat a second one. And then trip over the ball when reaching the goalkeeper.
That's devastating.
But good play. It's a back and forth game here.
Yeah.
As it's opened up a little bit after that TCA goal, but
good footwork there by Livy.
Yeah, able to beat two and then not beat herself on the tripping on the ball. But
it's okay. It's okay. Gotta have the mind of a goldfish when it comes to that.
Livy could have a blooper reel this game.
All right.
Tripped over the ball, had that one go off her head, off the ground, off her head again. Hopefully she'll end up putting one away, and we won't have to think about those things as Grace will take this
and my
one.
prediction will be right.
There you go. Grace finds her way wide.
In the corner.
Will be one defender, and then
Number
we'll go out
20.
for a corner. Elliot Souter hits that one out for an Air Academy corner. Sub on here for Air Academy. As Maddie Poole will come off. Grace with the wind kind of right in her face almost. The wind shifted, kind of blowing more towards sideways instead of up and down on the field. Grace will whip it in. Brooklyn with her fist to it.
Off everyone.
Falls out to Brenna. Brenna will take a shot from the 30. And it will go wide. So good job there by Brooklyn in the chaos of that corner, being able to find her way through it, get a punch to it, get the ball out. Force a mistake by the back line of Air Academy here as that shot goes wide. Brooklyn will boot it up the field. Cayenne onto it with a leap. It'll fall to Grace up top. Grace turns a defender, dribbles her way outside the box shot.
Directly to Brooklyn.
Brooklyn with some good hands right there, keeping that one.
Absolutely.
Keeping that one close. But Grace doing a really good job kind of keeping these TCA defenders off balance as that.
For sure.
As Brooklyn boots it down the field, it'll bounce past Phelan.
TCA.
Bolin will come pick it up.
Nice.
Charlotte will come claim it with her hand. So good job there by Bolin and Charlotte Williams kind of talking there, finding it out. Charlotte boots it up. Big touch by Hadley, but she's got time. She'll turn.
Oh.
Boot it out of bounds. So yeah, game has really opened up here.
For
a lot
sure.
of up and down. Air Academy not keeping as much possession as they had in the first half is maybe a little bit flighty, a little bit.
A lot of shoving. Yep, there it is. A lot of it going on.
A trip by Hadley, and the crowd will go up in uproars as Hadley kicks that one away, but it will not be a delay of game. But good chance, another good chance here for TCA. That wind definitely playing a part as the balls that they're just kind of booting up the field are going a little bit further. This one here, that Maddie Monk will take, She'll play it, take a bounce off of the chest of Hadley. Hadley getting pushed a little bit. Doesn't go down, but referee calls a foul.
A lot of arms up.
A lot of arms up. Lot of yelling. A lot of
frustration.
lot of emotion in this game. Especially it got a little bit closer around that 20-minute mark. A lot more emotion of the calls and the believed fouls.
Absolutely.
Air Academy will try to keep a little bit of possession, but TCA doing a really good job of.
Good movements there from. Is that Hadley?
Believe so. They'll move it around the back, swing it to Phelan. Over to Omle. She'll take a touch. 2 touches. Play it to number 5, Estella. Finds its way up to Liv. She'll turn in the middle. Defender on her back. She'll play it to Estella. Estella will take a touch. Lose it.
Estella is another bench player that originally wasn't in the starting lineup, but is getting some play time tonight. So.
Whoa. That one called out of bounds by the linesman on this side. I didn't believe so, and to the dismay of many TCA parents who also didn't believe so. Ball boy.
Almost hitting Grace.
One back, almost hitting Grace in the face.
Oh my goodness.
Grace walking it off. A little nonchalant. It's all right. Hadley will try to turn.
Man.
They'll call a foul. A little reckless play. Hadley kicks it away. Hadley a little bit aggressive in these last 5 minutes, maybe is the best word for it.
For sure.
Obviously, with youth comes a little bit of inexperience, and you can definitely see on some of these younger players, maybe not all of them, but on some of them, the effects of this competitive physical game kind of wearing on them as Grace will run through that one.
Beautiful.
It'll be a 2-on-1. Oh. Good defense by TCA there on that far side. Their captain, Elliot Souter, will boot that one out for a Air Academy throw. Estella will be on the throw here.
Yeah, it is interesting to see some of the younger, maybe underclassmen girls getting a little too frustrated in moments like these and letting emotions kind of give way. You definitely do not want to just, be loosey-goosey with these types of things in a tight game.
As Grace turns one defender on that far side, but the second one manages to get it away from her. It'll still be our Academy ball. Omle will try to play that one into the middle, but unable to find the feet of any Air Academy players, and Brooklyn Blair will pick it up in the goal. So Air Academy found a little bit of possession there for the 3-minute period, but definitely got to watch out for this up and down game as Air Academy holds on to a 1-goal lead.
Cayenne there on the side.
Cayenne there getting held, and they'll get a foul call for that one. As the wind howls here at TCA Stadium. Cayenne will take this one as Air Academy tries to line up in the box. And this is another thing that I think may be affecting Air Academy a little bit more is in the first half when we had a free kick in these types of positions, it was a lot easier to get it in the box. That's a good ball by Cayenne, though. Blair comes out and grabs it with 2 hands. Great goalkeeping there. But
absolutely,
with the wind in their face now, those balls are a little bit harder to reach that box. But that was a good ball by Cayenne, fighting that wind.
For sure.
As the ball make it to this side, Estella will try to keep it in. It'll go off for Sin out of bounds. Number 45, Emily Hinch, will pass it to her teammate and take a touch in the middle. Estella finds the ball.
Kadet's trying to have a little bit of possession here. A little chaotic.
Phelan will toe poke it through. It'll find its way to the feet of a TCA outside back, however. Hadley will find that one, or Ione, excuse me, will find that one in the middle. Try to play it to Eloise, who's fighting.
Man, that defender is on her.
Alex Schlosser on that side. It'll be a throw, Kadet's way. Playing pinball off a few heads there on that far side. Back to Air Academy ball. We should have counted the amount of throw-ins we've had this game. I feel like we're close to 30.
We got 10 minutes left. There's a lot of movement being made. Ooh, a lot of shoving there from the
touch. A little physical play by TCA's defense as they try to get it off of Bennett's feet. Bennett able to find Hadley, or excuse me, Ione. Man, they look so similar.
Yeah, hair's the same too now.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't make it any harder. And they play like the same position. And they move kind of the same way. So Ione will play that one out of bounds for a TCA goal kick. As Ella Withrell will come back on. For TCA, caused havoc on that first goal, created, I believe, the foul that led to the free kick that led to the unfortunate bounce off of Charlotte Williams for that first TCA goal. Past the 10-minute mark, as this one will roll by Withrell on this side, but it will be a TCA throw. So TCA finding themselves back in Air Academy's attacking half for the first time in the last few minutes. Air Academy has done a good job of slowing this game down a little bit after that up and down, that 5-minute up and down spree. As Ione and Hadley have been a big part of that, being able to control the ball in the midfield.
For sure.
As Cayenne will try to boot that one, lose her balance a little bit. TCA will enter.
Man, possession is just switching back and forth.
Find its way to Ella in the middle. Good defense by Omle there. Find its way to Hadley. Hadley will try to find the feet of Eloise as Eloise flies across.
Estella there beating out a defender.
Estella will, and the ball will find its way to Bennett. Bennett beats one. One-on-one with the keeper. About a fraction wide left on that far post. Grace
so
with a
close.
Golden opportunity to bury that one.
It was an open corner too.
Give Air Academy that 2-goal lead as you see her there tapping on her side, knowing that that's probably one she should put away and score for her team. But TCA really hasn't been able to find an answer other than double or triple teaming Grace up top. So
for sure,
the key to Air Academy kind of taking either a bigger lead in this game or holding on to their lead would be finding Grace up there and making TCA defend her a little bit more and
Absolutely.
focus more of their attention to her.
And I definitely want to see some more teamwork from Grace and Eloise
As
together.
Eloise flies
look at
to
that.
steal that one. That speed we were talking about on Eloise, the freshman.
Beating everyone up the field.
As Livy will find her way around the TCA defense, cleared out, and it'll be a Kadet corner.
Grace is going to take it again. So far, the corner kicks haven't exactly been successful. They've kind of always been kicked out, which is good on the goalie's part each time. But let's see if this one will have any success.
Grace will whip it in with her right foot. Low driven ball. Cleared by TCA. Not quite out of the box yet. As Cayenne will play that one back to Grace. Grace will keep it on her foot. Find Cayenne in that corner.
Oh, man.
Cayenne will trip. To the dismay of maybe some Air Academy fans in the stands who maybe thought that was a foul. I don't believe so, though. I think she just kind of tripped on her own feet. But
yeah.
Air Academy will try to play that one in quick off the shin of Hadley, and TCA will try to counter. Omle is there to stop it, however. Plays it back up to Grace.
Ooh.
As Alex clears that one. The wind howling again. A huge factor in this game, I think, more than maybe we can tell from up here, but
For sure.
I definitely think if we ask the coaches kind of or even the players, the effects this wind has had on the game, they would tell you it has been a profound impact.
And I'm sure each of these shots that Grace has taken, she can feel it. She can feel the difference each time. And maybe that's one of the reasons why they haven't been going in necessarily every time. But yeah, I'm sure it does have an impact. Jill coming in for, is it Ione going out?
I think it's Hadley going out. Make it a little bit easier on us.
Wow, Grace with a lot of movement there in the corner.
Grace, as the triple team comes to Grace in that corner, will get kicked out for another Air Academy throw.
See, like I said before, I really want to see Grace and Eloise work together. And I think in moments like this, I would want to see them having some teamwork with Grace being 3-teamed here.
The ref will stop the play here. We'll hand out a yellow card
Oh.
to another TCA player. I believe there were 2 hands to the back there that we might not have seen.
Oh, right there in the corner maybe.
But number 5 for TCA, Camilla Darnell, will go out, a freshman, with a yellow card.
Her and Grace were getting a little chatty earlier here on the sideline, so I'm curious if she just let her competitiveness get ahead of her.
Yeah, and that's always something to watch in games like these, especially chippy games, as Air Academy will have a good position for a free kick here, almost like a corner. Grace will whip this one in just like a corner. Played high to the back post. Jillian will rise up, but Brooklyn Blair is up for the challenge in the goal.
Every time.
And TCA will try to counter with 5 minutes to go.
Wow.
In this intense match.
Speedy up the sideline.
Phelan will end up beating Reagan Harder to that ball. Played back. Down the line for TCA. No offsides call. A swing and a miss on that far side. TCA will remain in possession, though. They'll try to play it across the middle. Jill's there. Boot that one out for a throw-in. So TCA in these last 4:30 will attempt to tie this game up, maybe steal a win from Air Academy. Air Academy really trying to hold on to that 1-goal lead that they have, as that's a long throw into the box. Cleared.
Boots it out.
By, I believe, Phelan. Phelan yelling at her team to get up. No foul call there. Eloise will sit on that ball.
Just a lot of back and forth here in the middle.
As Ione will come down with it, lose it in the middle in a dangerous position. Phelan will step forward. It will end up being cleared to Myers. Livy will take it up the field for Air Academy. Plays it to Grace. Air Academy.
To Eloise.
Eloise with a 4-on-1. Will beat one. No support
she
for
get
her in
it?
the box, as that one will roll out for a goal kick. Eloise will boot it a little bit further from the goalkeeper, but no dismay from the ref. Brooklyn will put this one down quickly, trying to see her Titans tie this one up. play it into the middle. It'll roll past everyone for a Kadet throw. Kadets really want to slow this game down as much as they can, kind of milk that clock out without being unsportsmanlike, obviously. As Omle will throw this one in off the head of a TCA midfielder, and they will call a foul. Shove by Air Academy player. Elbow, excuse me. Air Academy will drop back, playing against this wind.
I'm curious if their whole strategy will change very much right now within these last few minutes, because they have been overall really offensive. Grace will take any shot she gets, but right now you're right, like this is a really important game. So I'm curious if their strategy, their way of play will change very much.
Yeah, I definitely think it will, as in these last 2:30, controlling the ball isn't necessarily the most important thing. Keeping the ball out of your net is the most important thing. So Grace, I think, will try to kind of hold it up. Obviously, as that one hits the hand of a TCA player, but no call. It'll go out for a throw.
Grace seeming a little frustrated with that call, but, you know.
As Ione will have that one go off her leg, out of bounds. It'll be a TCA throw with 2 minutes left. TCA full throttle in this last 2 minutes, trying to put one past this Air Academy back line that's been almost flawless tonight.
Absolutely.
Olivia will play that one to Eloise. Eloise will play it to Myers. Myers back to Eloise. She'll try to beat that far outside back, getting clipped in the back a little bit, but will keep possession of the ball. Great job by the freshman there.
Absolutely.
Eloise will go down. But play will go on. Grace trying to beat TCA down this right side.
Ref is not calling anything. She's still down there.
Air Academy keeping possession. They don't mind this clock not being wasted.
Wow. Livy there in the middle.
As TCA gains possession back, the ref will stop the clock, and we will check on
Eloise.
The freshman Eloise, who got clipped in the heel, it appeared, but kept going, kept playing with the ball, passed it off, and then went down pretty quickly after. So hoping it's just a little bit of a bruise on that backside of her calf or something like that.
For sure, absolutely.
As Air Academy and TCA will go huddle up for this last 1:15.
Looks like Brooklyn is being very verbal with her TCA team over there, probably instructing them to do maybe things a little bit differently. Obviously, they really want to see some fire. They really want to put one into the back of the net to tie this game up, because right now all the Kadets just have to do is keep their lead. You know, that's always easier than catching up. So, yeah, we definitely want to see some stuff from them tonight. The Kadets. Hopefully Eloise isn't too injured and she can come back in. If not, she played an amazing game, so maybe we'll see another sub from the bench. But overall, really impressive play from both of these teams.
Yeah, just touching on Eloise, she's been all over the field tonight. She started on that left side wing, kind of moved into more of an attacking midfield position, and was flying around. Really impressed both of us in her quickness and her skill with the ball. So this is probably the end of her night, as she'll get subbed out with a minute 15 left. But really hoping she's okay, obviously, and bright things for this freshman and in her future for Air Academy.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like the Kadets are discussing things. Charlotte is jumping up and down, so hopefully that's excitement, maybe frustration.
Maybe trying to stay warm a little bit.
Yeah, that too. We are going to welcome KRDO Plus 13.3 viewers to our Kadet Sports Live tonight. We have the Air Academy Kadets versus the TCA Titans. We're at a little bit of a pause right now because freshman Eloise has been injured, so she's on the field. But right now the game is 2-1 Kadets. TCA has been very aggressive, but you know, we have a minute 17 left, so anything can happen, but it's not that much time. So TCA has to be really aggressive if they want to put another one in the back of the net. Eloise walking off, which is good, receiving an ovation from the crowd, but with some help. So she looks
rather gingerly, which
you never want to see.
And not walking off anymore.
Now
actually,
being carried,
picked up by the trainer.
Man.
You hope some of that is just adrenaline and a little bit of a maybe first time being hurt, as she is a freshman.
For sure.
The cold maybe playing a part in that as well.
Absolutely.
but we really hope for either a speedy recovery or no recovery at all, and she'll be back because she is extremely impressive for this Lady Kadet side.
Absolutely.
So it'll be a drop ball. There will be about a minute left for TCA to try to tie this one up.
And number 21, Rhea Torres, is going to sub in for Eloise there on the side.
Grace will take that one booted out of bounds.
Wow. Wow, the wind is really picking up here. Going sideways across the field.
Adding to the chaos of this last 2 minutes, maybe, as Grace will head that one out again. Air Academy strategy from these last minutes will just be get it away from your goal.
Get it out.
They'll
Get
throw
it out.
Up. Grace again. Maybe pick someone else
She's
to
gonna
throw it to.
do that as many times as she can.
As the ball girls scramble to get it to TCA quickly as we approach the 30-second mark. They'll play it back this time. Grace will come up and press.
Hey, I want to mention that I almost tried to predict that it was going to be 2-1, and we didn't, so.
Play it Sauter.
Oh,
Charlotte,
geez.
little bit of lack of communication, but lucky there for Charlotte to come out and claim it.
Absolutely. 20 seconds left.
20 seconds. Charlotte will milk as much of this down as she can, as she'll boot it with about 14 left. That one will go out of bounds, however.
It.
8 seconds left. TCA one final chance to go down the field, thrown in off the foot of Ella, back to Alex. And that will be it. The Kadets emerge victorious 2-1 over the Titans, who fought till the very last minute.
Yes. And a very, very aggressive, very, very impressive game altogether. We're super proud of both of these teams. Eloise, we send our prayers out to her. Hope she feels a little bit better. But yeah, really impressive second half to see TCA kind of come out of it, put one in the back of the net. But either way, right now we are going to go to a commercial break, but definitely stay tuned for post-game interviews and just instant replays and recaps and stuff like that. So.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about personal finance. The first topic we're going to talk about is budgeting, right? Fun stuff. So when we talk about budgeting, what would we do with our first paycheck? How about you, Tadra?
Save.
Interesting.
Save all day.
Okay.
All I do is save.
Okay, looking for something a little different.
SAVE.
Okay, just like what we talked about.
I save everything.
Morning, girl.
Good morning, Mr. Olsen.
I know I should be doing my homework, but I think I'm just going to spend a little more time on social media. Is that supposed to be me? Why would they say this? What am I supposed to do?
Is she talking about us? Oh, she cannot. We have to flame her. And we have to get all of our friends to flame her. Maybe we can get her to leave the school.
Adriana, we can always choose to be kind, and we can always choose to be the bigger person. Wouldn't we feel horrible if all of this turned violent? Of all the self-harm cases that are reported, a quarter of them trace back to cyberbullying. This isn't us. We can rise above and end the cycle.
Man, I freaking love Kadet tea.
I know, right? Same. I should name my first kid Kadet.
Every day, I'm out there, collecting the finest ingredients. Every day, I'm in the lab, perfecting my recipe. Every day they disrespect me by calling it Kadet tea.
Hey man, can I have a drink of that KT? What are you talking about?
Hey Ryan. What are you working on?
My highlight reel.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Go.
We've been watching a lot of professional soccer recently so that we can get ready for the girls' upcoming season. It's been great, but there's been a bunch of injuries around the school recently.
Game last night. You guys are looking really good this season.
Down screen.
They should be it.
Oh, my ankle! Oh! 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 I'm not gonna be able to go to school for weeks. Oh my goodness!
So Young, get up. He's fine.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about personal finance. The first topic we're going to talk about is budgeting, right? Fun stuff. So when we talk about budgeting, what would we do with our first paycheck? How about you, Tadra?
Save.
Interesting.
Save all day.
Okay.
All I do is save.
Okay, looking for something a little different.
SAVE.
Okay, just like what we talked about.
I save everything.
Hi, welcome back to Kadet Sports Live. Thank you so much for joining us for our game of the week. This was the Air Academy Cadets versus the TCA Titans. Cadets came away 2-1 with a victory tonight, making their record 2-1 as well. And overall, just a really, really impressive game. Super cool to see. Just a little shout out there in the last commercial that you saw. Jay Gore here was in that one.
Yes.
But yeah, overall, it was a really exciting game. They were really aggressive. Love to see TCA come out the second half with a lot of their fire and just really working the ball up the field for sure. So tonight, our obviously winner, Coach Espin, our winning coach, Coach Espin, and then our player of the game is going to be Grace Bennett because she put away the first goal of the night and just overall killed it. She's an awesome player. So Austin, let's hear from them. Take it away.
Thank you so much. I'm down here with the winning team, Coach Espen. Coach, what do you feel like your team did well during this game?
I think we moved the ball well. We played pretty good in the first half. We moved the ball, looked for each other quite well up top, got in behind, got some good crosses in, good finishes. Second half, complete domination, I think, when it comes to keeping the ball, creating chances up top. We had some really good opportunities, I think, to score more goals. We just couldn't find the goal in the second half. But, I think we were solid for the most part all over the place. And when you create chances, that's much better than if you play soccer and never create a chance. So, we'll start scoring some more goals in the games ahead. But I think we were good going forwards. Did fairly solid in the back, other than that one mishap on their goal.
Okay, and going into the next game, while you prepare during practice, what will you be working on at practice for the next game?
One game doesn't really change everything that we're planning on doing in practice, but obviously we got to find a way to be a little bit more composed and take care of the opportunities that we get. It's hard to score if you don't hit the goal. So, a little bit of finishing practice, probably a little bit of, combinations and some movement off the ball to see if we can be better the next game we have. So.
Thank you very much for your time. All right. And Grace, player of the game, how you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. It's always good to win here.
All right. So, you really set up the team scoring the first point. What really was the preparation in the teamwork aspect going into that?
Yeah, I think we're a really close-knit group, and I think we work on finding each other in high-stake situations like that, and just that final pass we've been working on a lot of practice. And Coach Espen always just tells us that we always want to make sure we're setting ourselves up, but also the team. So I think just having that teamwork standard from coach is really helpful in that moment too.
Yes. And then what type of so it's just beginning of the season. What type of off-season training have you been preparing yourself? Because you're just a junior and you're already doing great. So what type of training have you been doing?
Yeah, I have a really good club team that I'm super grateful for up in Denver, Real, and we just have been getting really hard work into preseason stuff like that. So we've just really been preparing really well together as a team.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Am I all good?
Yes. Well, you heard it here. Great win from the Kadets. We love to see a good win. Sophia, back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Austin. We really appreciate that. It's super great to hear from Coach Espen and Grace about, the training and how they feel about this game. Coach Espen having a little bit of disappointment with them not putting any in the net in the second half is a bummer, but obviously they came away with a win, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, just to kind of recap here before we close it up for the night. Obviously, strong start by Air Academy, like Coach talked about. They kept possession. They moved the ball really well. Were able to put 2 goals away. Grace with the first one, shot from distance, 8 minutes in, and then Omle off a free kick that was deflected into the goal, and that was about 8 minutes before halftime. And then obviously it opened up in the second half. TCA was able to find a goal, obviously off a little bit of a mishap from Charlotte Williams in goal, but the game really opened up after that. It was back and forth. TCA was finding themselves on Air Academy's side a little bit more. But overall, good win for Air Academy. Rocky, but an inspiring start. Obviously, TCA still, this is their first game of the season. They'll be able to find it. And I do believe that that's a playoff team out there that can do some damage in the playoffs. So definitely interesting to see if the Air Academy would match up with them in the playoffs or not. But good luck to these teams for the rest of the season. And good to see the Kadets get out of here with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. And so thankful for all of you for joining us tonight. We, so excited. We're always happy to be here. We love Kadet Sports Live. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm Sophia Maddox.
And I'm Jackson Gore.
And we'll see you later.